Tonight, a shooting in Duluth left 3 people injured, but no one in custody. We're hearing from police. Plus, after 3 days in the hospital, President Trump has left the Walter Reed Medical Center and is asking his supporters not to be afraid of COVID-19. And the founder of Bayfield's Apple Fest has died. We have more on the legacy he left behind.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Vaki. Thanks for joining us. We're learning more tonight after 3 people were shot in Duluth over the weekend. It happened just before 5 o'clock Sunday morning in Duluth's Central Hillside neighborhood. Tonight, the Duluth Police Department says they're still looking for a suspect, but the public is not in any danger. CBS 3's John Cardinelli has the latest.
I'm here at 5th Avenue West and West 3rd Street where that shooting happened early Sunday morning. Duluth police tonight now saying that they're looking for a suspect, but they did not provide us with a description. According to police, shortly after this call, Essentia reported 3 gunshot wound victims arrived at their emergency room. That group included a 23-year-old man, a 28-year-old man, and a 32-year-old woman. All 3 of the victims had non-life-threatening injuries. We don't know much about what led up to this incident, where the victims were shot, or if they're still in the hospital tonight. But police did say today everyone involved knows each other. They added that they do not need the public's help in finding the suspect. And by the way, this is the 30th shooting in Duluth this year, 31 if you count the officer-involved shooting that happened last month. Duluth police already saying that this has surpassed the 22 shootings from last year. However, they did not tell us if this is a record for Duluth, and we'll continue to keep you updated on this story as more develops.
All right, thanks, John. For now, let's head over to Dave for a first look at the weather. Dave, it was a welcomed warm-up. It was very nice today.
Yeah, and the weekend was pretty decent as well, but our warmth today was tempered a little bit by the wind, especially closer to Lake Superior. So if you're a late season boater and you notice how gorgeous it was this weekend, like a lot of boaters, and you want to get out on the big lake tonight, perhaps not a great night to do it. There's a small craft advisory in effect for both the North Shore and the South Shore as winds over the lake gust up towards 30 miles per hour. But inland, well, things are going to be a little bit grayer and a little bit showerier here tonight as a small trough of low pressure works through the area. That's what's helping to kick up the winds. It's roughly a 30% chance for sprinkles tonight. It's paid off for some towns already, like just outside of Ely, and may pay off for your town as the night goes on. Temperatures, they became mild and likely will stay mild for the week ahead, including Tuesday, where the day will start at 43. Around lunchtime, it'll be pretty close to 60. Coming back home, 65 degrees will be the high temp for a lot of places, and that's getting close to 10 degrees warmer than normal. But that won't be the warmest weather of the week ahead. One of the next 7 days could crack 70, and I'll tell you which one in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. President Trump left the Walter Reed Medical Center this evening, and he's advised his supporters not to be afraid of the coronavirus. President Trump sent a flurry of tweets this morning from the presidential suite at the Walter Reed Medical Center. The president's doctors now acknowledge he had a high fever on Friday and say his oxygen levels dropped twice. We've also learned the president had been given the steroid dexamethasone in addition to remdesivir, an experimental antibody cocktail.
The question is his disease much more severe than is being described? Because there's a discrepancy between the potency of the drugs and what's going on.
The White House is also facing backlash after the president left his hospital suite Sunday evening to drive by supporters who have taken up a vigil outside Walter Reed. 3 Minnesota congressmen are taking heat for flying on a Delta Airlines plane home from Washington, D.C. U.S. Representatives Pete Stauber, Tom Emmer, and Jim Hagedorn were all on the same Delta Airlines flight despite the airline's restrictions on passengers recently exposed to COVID-19. The flight was Friday night, just 2 days after they shared Air Force One with President Donald Trump. Minnesota Democratic Party Chairman Ken Martin said the congressmen put the health and safety of other passengers at serious risk. Hagedorn said the 3 men had tested negative and said the airline knew of their situation. Congressman Pete Stauber says he tested negative for COVID-19 again this morning, 5 days after flying on Air Force One with President Trump. Today, Stauber said a doctor told him his exposure was, quote, low risk, and he should carry about his normal duties. He said he's disappointed with the shaming from Minnesota lawmakers, saying people jumped to conclusions and did not review the facts. Stauber said he takes the virus seriously and will continue to rely on advice from doctors. Meanwhile, spokespeople for Stauber say he's postponed a roundtable discussion here in Duluth. It was originally scheduled for tomorrow. The 8th District Congressman was set to meet with local stakeholders from a variety of industries, including logging and manufacturing. Spokespeople say they postponed the event due to a scheduling conflict. They have not shared a new date or what that conflict was. Wisconsin reached another bleak milestone in single-day COVID cases. Wisconsin health officials say the state set a single-day record Saturday with nearly 2,900 positive cases. The previous record for new cases in a single day came on Thursday. Health officials also announced 19 deaths on Saturday. The COVID tracking project shows nearly 527 new cases per 100,000 people in Wisconsin over the past 2 weeks, which ranks 3rd in the country for new cases per capita. Meanwhile, you have a chance to get a free COVID-19 test in Bayfield County this weekend. Red Cliff Community Health Center will host the free testing event from 9 to 5 on Saturday. The Wisconsin National Guard will help host. Everyone is welcome. Pre-registration is not required, but if you'd like to, we have a link on our website. The latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden maintaining his lead in Pennsylvania, which President Trump won narrowly in 2016. The survey, which was taken before the president's hospitalization, also found the coronavirus is a major factor for 2/3 of voters in that state. Nikki Batiste spoke with voters in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Even on the sidelines of Little League soccer, the president's health was on voters' minds, including Trump supporter and teacher Nicholas Amatrino.
Our national defense depends on him, his health, and the people around him.
You want to win every ball, Purple!
Today, Chris Smith is the coach of his son's team, but as a firefighter, the Biden supporter works overtime to rescue his family's finances after COVID-19 forced his wife to close her small business.
Our business lost over $30,000.
Is that impacting your decision?
Yes, I really think our president dropped the ball big time on that.
I believe that the government's doing everything they possibly can.
Nick Arnown, a self-employed engineer, says he has his own prescription for curing COVID.
If you do not have a good economy, you cannot save anything.
He's among those defending the president's handling of the pandemic. Pennsylvania's strict COVID restrictions may have kept cases per capita lower than many other highly populated states, but unemployment is just above 10%, higher than the national rate.
I just don't want to vote for Trump.
Along the Susquehanna River in Wilkes-Barre, voters we spoke with at this Chalk Fest are seeing blue.
I'm voting for Joe Biden, and I'm not really a straight party person.
What's motivating you going into the election?
COVID, big time.
This year, farmer Robert Graves says the division is personal.
I'm a registered Republican. I voted for Donald Trump, but I'm very disappointed in his performance and his conduct in office, and he won't get my vote again.
Are you voting for Joe Biden?
I am.
But he says his wife is sticking with President Trump.
How does that play out at your dinner table?
I'm going to cast mine the way I want, and she can cast hers the way she wants.
And you'll stay married?
Oh, yes. Yes, we will. We've been married for 40 years already. I think we'll make it.
Luzerne County proved pivotal last election, voting for a Republican for the first time since 1988. In other national news, the Supreme Court began its new term today with a remembrance of the late Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Chief Justice John Roberts paid tribute to Ginsburg, who died last month. The court resumed its work by phone because of the coronavirus pandemic. The justices are beginning this new term with Republicans on the cusp of a solid conservative majority that might roll back abortion rights, expand gun rights, and shrink the power of government. The Senate could confirm President Donald Trump's nominee for Ginsburg's seat, Judge Amy Coney Barrett, before Election Day. Bayfield Applefest founder Jim Erickson passed away Sunday night after an illness. On the Erickson Orchard's Facebook page, it was announced the store will be closed today, adding an apology to the public for the inconvenience. Erickson, the patriarch of the Orchard and Country Store, took it over from his parents alongside his wife since 1954. We're expecting to get a statement from Erickson's family later on in the day. The region's famous festival was supposed to be this weekend, but was canceled due to the pandemic. Meanwhile, Ashland County residents could be on the hook for a new tax to help make up for a big budget shortfall. Tomorrow morning, members of the Ashland County Board will consider a wheel tax as a way to make up for the deficit. According to the Ashland Daily Press, the tax would charge residents $25 per vehicle to make up for an estimated $430,000 shortfall in next year's budget. The proposal has already made it through the county highway and finance committees. The wheel tax would be tacked on to the state's annual vehicle registration fee. The board will meet at 10 a.m. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, a local organization is making sure kids still have a happy Halloween despite the pandemic.
Warm spell is here. Today's top temp, 65 degrees, 8 degrees warmer than normal. Pretty much the same coming around for tomorrow. Later this week, at least one day could top 70. Like I promised, I'll show you which one that is coming up right after our break.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS 3.
We can help you at Ketamine North Infusion Center.
I've been suffering from PTSD and anxiety for 17 years. It has helped tremendously more than the pharmaceutical medication I've been taking.
To learn more, visit us online. Be well with us at Ketamine North Infusion.
In times like these, it's nice to have something that can help you save money. And for millions of Americans, that's a AAA membership. AAA's amazing collection of benefits can save members over $1,000. Year-round, AAA members save with free identity theft protection, savings on fill-ups at Shell, free career assistance, and everyday discounts on food and essentials. Join AAA today for member savings every day.
Dante was killed in Pearl Harbor.
We had a very hard time getting Dante flown home to Duluth, running into roadblock after roadblock after roadblock.
Pete Stauber was very much there for us every bit of the way.
And he would look at us and he'd say, we're going to make that happen for you.
Thursday night, the family of Dante Teeny got him back.
Pete came through for our family with flying colors.
He sees the needs of the people and he fights for them.
I'm Pete Stauber, and I approve this message.
I do not buy it for 1 second that the vitality of American manufacturing is a thing of the past. It has to be part of the engine of new prosperity in America now. And it starts with a pretty basic idea. When we spend taxpayers' money, we should use it to buy American products and support American jobs. We'll invest $400 billion. That's how much the federal government will spend for products made by American workers. Building materials, including steel products like those produced here. In addition to bringing back the jobs that have been lost this year, my plan will help create at least 5 million new, good-paying jobs in manufacturing and innovation, and create them right here in the United States of America. I know the history and the heart of this country. There's not a single thing we've ever failed to do when we've decided to do it together. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's check in with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt this morning.
And the below-average trend
Thanks so much for joining us. So wake up with us starting at 5 a.m.
Watch Caitlin and Jenna in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m. on CBS 3.
The role of a journalist is to report about what our government is doing.
The Supreme Court is at the center of a monumental battle.
I feel an incredible responsibility.
This is the moment.
We have to make sure that we're right, that we're fair.
The president said he wants this done before Election Day.
Can it be done? And bring Americans a greater understanding, but also hopefully bring Americans closer together. That's why I wanted to become a journalist.
This is the moment.
Season 2 is
The
here.
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, right here.
Weekdays at 3 on CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weathermax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, let's talk about today's temperatures because the warm spell is here. It's our price, our reward for tolerating the cold snap last week. And if the normal's around 58, most of us beat that today. We had 63s from International Falls down to Orr, probably to Cook as well. Then you hook down Highway 1 towards Tower, Sedan, and Ely, and you're at 63 degrees as well. Big Fork's in that mix as well. 64 degrees was the top temp for Hermantown and Silver Bay. 66 Moose Lake, 67 in Superior, mid to upper 60s for much of Wisconsin, and even 61 in Watersmeet is warmer than normal. Just a hair below normal is a lot of places in Cook County, Minnesota, but that's not so bad either. Similar temperatures coming for tomorrow, and in fact, we should be warmer than normal all week long, with Friday being the day where we could top even 70 degrees. What a way to say hello, October. And now let's say hello, current conditions at the airport in Duluth. Nice to meet you. 59 degrees, current temperature reading 64%. That's what we get for the humidity. And a westerly winds running 13 miles per hour with gusts up towards 20, even higher. And that's why we have that small craft advisory on Lake Superior. Air pressure is a bit on the low side at 29.7 as a small trough of lower pressure works along the Canadian border to bring a slight shower chance that's already paid off for a couple of towns. But right now, a quick look at the current temperatures. 58 to 62 in the Upper Peninsula, 63 to 64 degrees for most locations in northwestern Wisconsin. And we're going about 55 to 64 for many places in Minnesota, though International Falls right now has gone down to 52 degrees. That's where the clouds are a little thicker from the passing low pressure system, and so that's taking the temps down just a little bit. And there's that little line of low pressure bringing its cold front through the area. Right now the showers are skirting along the North Shore and probably set to come through the Twin Ports here right about now and into Wisconsin and the Upper Peninsula. And then that low pressure system will continue its progression to the east tomorrow. And so the wraparound of the low brings in a continued chance for showers, 20 to 30% through Tuesday afternoon. Then once we get into Wednesday, higher pressure settles in, clears up the sky, and that sunshine lets things warm up fairly nicely again. In general, will be mild to warmer than normal, like I mentioned, all week long. So let's get a look at that week with our 7-day forecast. And tonight in Minnesota, the range of low temps should go 40 to 45 with a 30% shower chance in case your town hasn't got it yet. 20% chance for folks in Wisconsin and the UP with lows in the low to mid 40s there. For tomorrow, daytime highs again for Wisconsin, Michigan running about 64 to 67 with a 30% chance for afternoon showers, 20 to 30%, and 20 to 30 for Minnesotans too, with high temps going anywhere from 60 to 67 inland and about 62 right by Lake Superior. So here's the 7-day forecast. And after tomorrow's slight shower chance, it gets pretty dry. Wednesday through next Sunday should be on the sunnier side, and 60 to 70 degrees will be the top temperatures, with Friday being the most likely day of achieving 70.
All right, thanks, Dave. A Duluth organization is trying to bring some normalcy to families on Halloween. The director of Neighborhood Youth Services and his team are preparing for their first trunk or treat event. The event will be held at the Lake City lot in Canal Park and will follow COVID-19 precautions. Everyone has to wear masks. Those handing out candy have to wear gloves. Tables will also need to have hand sanitizer at the ready. The director says he knows how excited children get for Halloween, and they need this.
Even though COVID has restricted a lot, we wanted to show people that we can still do something safe, and it could be fun.
The Trunk or Treat event is on Saturday, October 31st from noon to 4 p.m. We have more information on our website. Coming up in sports, the Packers get set for Monday Night Football. Kelly's up next.
Boat inventory on select London 19 and 20 models available.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
This year during the Medicare annual election period, I chose a new Medicare plan, and my decision was easy. It was the free decision guide from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Minnesota that really helped me understand my options.
Find out how you can have all your Medicare benefits in one simple Blue Cross plan. Choose from a variety of plan options with monthly premiums as low as $0. Call now to request your free 2021 decision guide. You and Blue, because together is better.
What are you thinking?
Thinking about burger, fries, and some pie.
You know it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, then bring the pie first.
It's back and better than ever. Perkins Burger, Fries, and Pie Combo. For a limited time, enjoy any burger, fries, and a slice of pie. And always served safely. Whether you dine in, order online, or get it to go. Order now at perkinstogo.com.
Hello, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. For the month of October, we are offering free installation for bathtub, shower, safety tubs, and surrounds. Get your dream bathroom with free installation. As always, you can still get one of our great financing options for low monthly payments, or 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022. This offer ends October 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I approve this message.
Pete Stauber and our healthcare. It's like the fox guarding the hen house. Stauber took tens of thousands of dollars from corporate special interests, like the healthcare industry, and voted against lowering drug prices 5 times. Stauber even voted to let insurance companies sell junk plans that deny coverage for people with pre-existing conditions. We can't trust Pete Stauber to guard our healthcare.
This is our moment to build a new American economy for our families and for our communities. When we spend taxpayers' money, we should use it to buy American products and support American jobs. It's time to help small businesses. We'll purchase clean energy technologies to fight climate change and enhance national security. We have to invest in what the jobs and industries of tomorrow are going to be. We have a great opportunity to build back and build back better. I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
I've got one for you. See, UCare, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
UCare, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
Sounds so good when you say it. 96% of all providers accept UCare because they rock so hard.
96% of all providers accept UCare because they ride so hard. Can we pull over?
What's our tagline?
UCare, people-powered health plan.
So good.
Season 2 is
The
here.
Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on CBS3.
I don't think there's a doubt in anyone's mind about the effectiveness that Carson Soucy had on the Minnesota Wild this past season. Well, now in turn, the former Bulldog is getting his payday. Soucy and the Wild have agreed to terms on a 3-year, $8.25 million deal today. The Irma, Alberta native made an impact on the Wild blue line in his first year with the Wild. 26-year-old registered 14 points and a +16 rating in 655 games. Soucy's +16 rating was a franchise record for a rookie, and his goal and point totals ranked 4th in team history by a rookie defenseman. Soucy was selected by Minnesota in the 5th round, 137th overall of the 2013 NHL draft, and we'll hear from him tonight at 10. In other Bulldog-related news, the Wild have made clear that UMD former goaltender Alex Stalock is their guy between the pipes. Minnesota is sending former starter Devin Dubnyk to San Jose, along with the 2022 7th-round selection in the 2022 NHL entry draft. It's in 2022, folks. Between 2015 and 16 through 2019 with Minnesota, Dubnyk won at least 31 games each season, including a career-high 40 wins in 2016 to 2017. He only played in 30 games with Minnesota this past year, attending to a family situation. Wild get a 5th-round pick in the 2022 entry draft in return. And the Wild were busy today. Minnesota also sent forward Ryan Donato to the San Jose Sharks in exchange for a 3rd-round draft pick this morning. They also re-signed forward Nico Sturm to a 2-year contract worth $1.45 million. And while we're talking about former Bulldogs, Virginia native and former UMD defenseman Matt Niskanen has decided to call it a career. Philadelphia Flyers GM Chuck Fletcher confirmed that Niskanen informed them of his intent to retire this afternoon. The former Virginia MIB Blue Devil had an illustrious NHL career, which came to its peak in 2018 when he hoisted that Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals. The veteran defenseman played in 949 NHL games with 4 different teams over the past 14 years. The 33-year-old had 1 year left on his contract worth $5.75 million. In his statement released by the Flyers, Niskanen did not detail why he has decided to hang up his skates. Well, the Packers will have their hands full tonight on Monday night. In a season where almost everything has gone right so far for Green Bay, things haven't gone as well this week. The Packers placed wide receiver Allen Lazard on injured reserve after his career best performance last week against the Saints. On top of that, star receiver Davante Adams announced via Twitter this morning that the team will be holding him out for another week as he battles a hamstring injury. And while the Packers will be without some weapons, the Falcons will have all of theirs, with Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley both cleared to play.
They got 2 number 1 receivers. And anytime a team has 2 number 1 receivers, and then you compound that with the fact that they've got an elite level quarterback, they've got Todd Gurley there in the backfield along with a couple other guys. I mean, there's multiple weapons on the field. So the more weapons you have on the field, obviously it's tougher for a defense to defend. And so I think it's going to be a great matchup on Monday night.
And game time has been pushed back to 8 o'clock tonight due to the NFL postponing the Pats-Chiefs game tonight as well. Football just pushing everything around. Green Bay has also called up former Canadian football wide receiver Reggie Begelton to fill Davante Adams' inactive roster spot. That's going to do for sports.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Well, if you live in the Northland, you've probably seen more than your fair share of bears this year. With that busy summer on the move, some bears are taking a chance to rest up before relaxing even harder this winter. Take a look at this guy. Tammy Osborne spotted this bear laying its head on a pumpkin on her deck recently. She lives in Grand Marais, where we've heard of quite a few bear sightings this year. DNR officials tell us the dry summer did a number on the bears' usual food, so they had to come into town more often in search of some chow. Oh, looks pretty comfy on that pumpkin there. Probably because it was such a nice weekend.
Yeah, nice weekend for bear, deer, and turkey, and rough grouse as well. It seems like it was a decent year for animals despite the dry conditions. All right, temperature-wise, the week ahead is going to be warmer than normal and probably drier than normal as well. Tonight and tomorrow, there's a 30% chance of showers, and after that it dries up from Wednesday through Sunday. Temperature-wise, the normal is supposed to be around 58. We're going to go 60 to 70 all week long. Then next Monday, our next slight rain chance comes across, a 30% shot at some showers.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on CBS at 10.